So in today's video, I'm going to be recommending films that will help you give you an understanding on the war on terror. I'm going to be recommending films that come from different perspectives of life, so like a journalist or a soldier or just a regular person. I hope you enjoyed the film and watch the recommendations I give you. So the first film I'll recommend for you guys to watch to understand the war on terror is this one here, The Ninth Company. This one was released in 2005, but it mainly covers this is based on the Russian-Afghanistan war, or the Russian intervention in Afghanistan, shall I say. Details the Russian army's fight against the Mujahideen. I'll put it in here because I feel like it's important to get a grasp of the origin of the war on terror. So the Ninth Company follows a battle that took place at Hill 3234 during Operation Magistral in early 1988. Forgive me if I pronounce some of that wrong. This film is it's based on the Soviet-Afghan War, and why I included this film was because a lot of people forget about the Russian invasion of Afghanistan, or the Russian operations in Afghanistan, which actually kicked off the war on terror. It was the Russian operations that created the Mujahideen, which became known as Al Qaeda, and some elements of Mujahideen were a key reason for 9/11. Also, some elements of Mujahideen formed the Taliban. So this war is watching this film gives you an understanding of like the origins of like the Mujahideen and the Taliban and stuff like that, and is a crucial part of the war on terror which people forget about. That's why I included this film, and it's also a really good film to watch. It's actually got some really good scenes, and you get to see the Russian side, how they dealt with the Mujahideen, how they were struggling to deal with them back in the day. So I highly recommend watching this film if you want to get like a really deep understanding of the war on terror, where it began. But yeah, the other films that highlight the Russian involvement as well, which I haven't included in this video, which if you want to know, just message me and I'll let you know. Alright, so the next film that I'll recommend to understand the war on terror is this one, Green Zone. The Green Zone was released in 2010. It includes an A-list celebrity, which everyone knows, Matt Damon, I think that's how you say his name. And it's basically based in Iraq during the invasion of Iraq in 2003. The soldier, the main character, is on a mission to find WMDs. But obviously every time he searches for these WMDs, he comes up short. And he's also he's just basically on a mission to find the truth. As we all know, during the invasion of Iraq, it turns out there wasn't any WMDs. The reason I included this film is because obviously this film explains the origins of like the invasion of Iraq. It explains it just shows you how we invaded on like false information, basically. But also it's a good film to watch. It's got very good scenes, very tense scenes. It's a good film to get to understand why we invaded Iraq and the reality of the soldiers on the ground in Iraq. So the next film I'll recommend for you guys to watch is this one here, Zero Dark 30. Zero Dark 30 is less specific about the Afghan war, but more about the fight to find the Al Qaeda and Osama bin Laden himself. This is significant because obviously Osama bin Laden is the one who really kickstarted like the American war on terror, or the Western war on terror, should I say. It basically shows the timeline and how the CIA tracked down Osama bin Laden and how they eventually got to him in the end. It's a very good film to watch to like really understand like more of the intelligence aspects of the war on terror, shall I say, and the special operations aspect as well, not just a typical soldier in Afghanistan, should I say. But I highly recommend watching this film. This film was released ages ago, crazy how long, in 2012, and it's got some famous actors in it, and I'm sure you enjoy it if you're like more into the technical aspect of the war on terror, and the factual aspects in terms of what actually happened. Alright, so the next film I'll recommend for you guys to watch will be this one, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Probably wondering why I recommend this. This film, it's not really like like a serious, like it is serious, but it's not like the most serious film, I guess. But it does show the war from like a journalistic point of view, which I think is actually interesting to see. Um, it's not fully. It has some comedic moments. Has some very serious moments. It's not really about like the war itself and the origins, and it's not like so serious, but it is good to see like the war from like a journalist's perspective, I guess. And I enjoy watching it, so it's I recommend for you guys to watch it. It's based on a journalist basically going to Afghanistan um, to try and get news stories, I guess. The journalist tired of staying in America doing the same thing, wants to change her life, so she goes to Afghanistan to seek news stories. In the picture, you can see a translator as the Afghan guy with the hat to the left, and it basically details this trouble she gets by obviously trying to get news stories. So, but I enjoyed watching this film, and I'm sure you guys would too if you were into this sort of thing. Alright, so the next and final film I recommend for you guys to watch is Lone Survivor. I believe I've recommended this before in like the previous video, but I recommend it again. This film is a good film to watch in terms of it's a true story in one, but it's very entertaining. It was very entertaining for us to watch, but not for the people who actually there, should I say. This film is more about a specific operation. It's not really about the whole war. So watching this won't give you like a huge perspective on the war, should I say. It's more just about an individual story, but it's still good to see how like soldiers fared in this war, in this battle, I guess. Um, and it is set during the Afghan War, so in that sense it's good to watch. But it's more of just an individual story. It doesn't really give you like the whole story of Afghanistan. You know, the actual the like the origins of the war on terror. You know, like other films would. But it still gives you some degree of context on the war, I guess. So yeah, this is my final recommendation. I'll probably miss something out when I upload this video. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, don't worry about it, I guess. Some of the films I recommended are more just individual stories, like Lone Survivor. That's more of an individual story, so that doesn't really give like a whole perspective on the war. So yeah, if you have any films that you would recommend, leave them in the comments so I could go and see them. I don't think I've watched everything on like war and terror films, and I'm sure I'm missing something. Like I'll probably upload this video and be like, I should include that film. But anyway, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, and have a nice day.